Welcome to today's video. We're going to be watching Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 4. Not going to lie, I'm a little hyper, so I apologize. I got up pretty early. Wife and I went out to breakfast, and then I've been drinking coffee. Kind of tried to go back to bed, but didn't end up working out. So, regardless, Game of Thrones time. It is time. I've just been sleeping a lot last couple days, so I haven't watched it yet. Today is actually Monday, but I'm off today for Memorial Day. But in the States, that is. Yeah. Either way, we're going to watch it, and we're going to react and see what it's all about. Obviously, same as usual. I really want to see Jon Snow. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know. I have no thoughts. No thoughts other than woohoo, Game of Thrones. So let's just get right into it, guys. Here we go.
Where are you gonna go?
South.
What are you gonna do?
Get warm.
Okay, so I was completely wrong. I thought he was leaving, like going north, but he just said he's gonna go south, which is good. I don't know what his plan is. I mean, I guess he doesn't really have a plan, but yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that he's leaving the Night's Watch. I mean, I guess he had good reason though. I wouldn't want to hang around the people that just murdered me. Granted, he hung those people, but everybody else kind of fell in line. Even after, like, when he died, and then the people admitted they murdered him, they all just kind of, oh, okay, I mean, they weren't happy with it at first, but they just fell in line with the rest of them. Man, they haven't seen each other in a long time. How heartwarming. Because I'm hyper, I sound like I'm being sarcastic. I'm not. Like, this is a heartwarming moment. I'm just very hyper. I'm sorry. I apologize. This episode might be a little crazy, but yeah, seriously though. I mean, how great is this? They haven't seen each other in forever. They didn't necessarily know if each other were alive. I mean, heck, Jon died. But yeah, how heartwarming. This is great.
I hanged a boy, younger than Bran. I fought. And I lost.
If we don't take back the North, we'll never be safe. I want you to help me. But I'll do it myself if I have to.
My lady.
Sansa's got more fight in her than Jon does. And I mean, I know Jon just got murdered, but I almost feel like out of everyone, Sansa's had a pretty bad draw of hands too, Also, I mean, I'd probably feel the same way if I killed a little kid after he murdered me. Which, I mean, obviously that wouldn't happen because I'd be dead, but at the same time, I don't think he should let that bother him. That kid had nothing but hatred in his face. I know I said that last week, but you could just tell. I mean, good on the kid, the actor. He did a really good job, but you could just feel the hate coming off of his face. Like, he did a great job. I felt nothing but just hatred towards Jon. And so I think he was justified to kill them all, even the kid. That might be heartless of me to say, and the kid had a rough time too. I mean, heck, he saved Jon's life and then watched Jon bring back the wildlings that killed his parents, and and gave them free stuff. Like, you know, the kid had every right to be upset, but, you know, you just can't have those kinds of people living that just hate the leaders of the Night's Watch. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong with my thought process, but that's just how I feel about it.
I will do as Jon Snow commands.
You serve Jon Snow now.
He's the prince that was promised.
Forgive me, my lady. I'd have thought that was Stannis.
I mean, let's be honest. She thought it was Stannis too. 400 years old though. Oh man, I wonder what the rest of them would think of her if they saw her without her necklace on. But I mean, she pretty much thought it was Stannis. Well, she didn't pretty much. She thought it was Stannis Baratheon too. But clearly, it was not Stannis Baratheon. This kid's getting older too. He's still the annoying little whiny baby that sucks on his mother's titties. Oh man, but he's growing up. All these children are getting so old. Oh man. Where are you going? You don't want to watch Game of Thrones? Jumbles is like, nope, I'm out of here. Anyways, yeah, he's getting older. Hopefully this means we get to see Peter Baelish too. We saw him in the recap. I don't record the recap, but I do watch it just to refresh my memory of what's going on. But we definitely saw him in the recap, so maybe we'll see him in this episode.
The defender of the Vale.
Uncle Peter!
Speak of the devil. There he is. There he is, Peter Baelish. Oh, man. He has led Sansa astray, so hopefully she doesn't trust him anymore. But I'm cool with him leading this little kid astray.
Should we throw him through the moon door?
My lord. My lord, I have always been faithful to House Arryn. To your father, to your mother, and now to you.
Do you believe him, Uncle Peter?
Lord Royce has served the Vale well. He's enjoyed a distinguished military career. If we could trust his absolute loyalty, he would make a capable commander in the wars to come.
You can trust my absolute loyalty, my lord.
I think he deserves one more chance. What do you say?
Fine.
But let's make people fly through the moon door. Oh, man, he still loves that door. That's too funny. Too funny indeed. Peter Baelish already back up to his old tactics.
Trust me, my own recent experience with slavery has taught me the horrors of that institution.
How many days were you a slave?
Long enough to know.
Not long enough to understand.
I love it. I love it. Oh, yes. When I was a slave. For what, couple days? Too funny. Too funny indeed. Lord Tyrion. Good guy. Good guy. He's smart, though. You know, so we'll see what comes of this. But, you know, their tactics up to this point have not been working. So it's good to try something new.
But our queen recognizes that she erred by abolishing slavery without providing a new system to replace it. So, here is the Queen's proposal. Slavery will never return to Marine, but she will give the other cities of Slavers Bay time to adjust to the new order.
What does that mean?
Instead of abolishing slavery overnight, we will give you 7 years to end the practice. Slaveholders will be compensated for the losses, of course, at fair prices. Let us sail on the tide of freedom instead of being drowned by it.
Interesting. Interesting offer. I mean, it sucks. You know, the people are going to remain enslaved for 7 more years if they accept this offer. They could always renege the offer. You know, the Queen might come back and say, oh, absolutely not. You know, but it is smart because it is interesting, you know, with slavery. I mean, people just aren't, you know, if you're accustomed to owning slaves, obviously I've never owned slaves, but like, you know, back in the day and what have you. I mean, heck, there's still slavery today, which is unfortunate and should be abolished, but most of, well, I don't know about most of it, but a lot of it, at least in the United States, it's illegal slavery. But I mean, 7 years, I don't know. I mean, I think it's smart of him, you know, to give them time to readjust to not having slaves, but 7 years is a long time. I would think, like, if I was a slave, like, what, you expect me to be a slave for 7 more years? You know, that's really unfortunate. But you could also look at it, oh, I only have 7 more years and then I'm free. So I don't know if it's the right call to make, but at this point in time, it is his call to make. Their call collectively, I suppose, but we'll see what happens.
Uso Vagon. Jemosi Jombagon.
Perhaps I should translate for you.
We speak the common tongue.
Vi crenuntosi, do il viragerosi.
Do not use me for your lies.
Those men respect you.
They respect me because they know who I am.
You're right. Slavery is a horror that should be ended at once. War is a horror that should be ended at once. I can't do both today.
You are wrong to trust these men.
I don't trust the masters. I trust their self-interest.
I don't know. Like, obviously, those two, you know, were enslaved and stuff, so they would know the masters better than Lord Tyrion would. But as Lord Tyrion's saying, you know, do we stay at war? Do we create some kind of negotiation? I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion necessarily either way, because I don't know what is right. You know, I think that's depends on who you ask what's right. You know, you also don't know, will they actually release the slaves in 7 years? Probably not, but at least might give them 7 years apiece. I don't know. You know, it's interesting. You know, but thankfully, I'm not high up. You know, I'm not sitting in for a king or queen and making those types of decisions. So it doesn't really matter what I think. You know, but it's interesting to see the different mindsets. You know, Lord Tyrion, he is pretty smart. So, and he's used to dealing with people that are not so kind. So I don't know. I don't know who's right in this situation.
What are you doing?
It's forbidden to carry weapons in the sacred city.
Isn't it forbidden to sneak into their city and steal their Khaleesi?
If they spot us, we're unarmed. Say we're traders heading for the western market. But if they see weapons...
You're asking a dog to hand over his teeth.
There's 100,000 of them down there. We can't fight our way out. We wait till dark, and then we'll find out.
Very attached to this knife.
Don't worry. It didn't touch you.
You know what happens?
I know what happens.
I'll do it myself.
Ruh-roh. Yeah, you kind of want to keep that to yourself. Well, hopefully this guy doesn't get rid of him. But I don't know. I mean, I think he could use his help. Definitely could use his guidance at this point. I mean, otherwise he would have gone down there with weapons and not made it out alive. Probably not even got to Clesia. Better go back and help the old man out. This ain't looking good. Fighting, yay! But yeah, this ain't looking good for him. He's losing this fight. Yeah. I almost was like, why'd you make him go against the bigger guy? But you know, someone had to catch the little guy. So I don't know. I don't know how they knew they weren't merchants, but they knew.
Told you. Very attached to this knife. You all right?
If they find a body with a stab wound, the whole city will be looking for us.
Sure, why not? I mean, he's already dead. Wow. I mean, won't they be looking for somebody anyways if they find bodies? I mean, I guess maybe not. They seem like they're a little. How do I say this politely? I don't know. It would not surprise me to see them fight amongst themselves. I think that's the best way of putting it. So maybe just seeing someone dead isn't going to faze them, but if they see the stab wound, then it would.
We will never get out of Face Dothrak alive.
All we can do is try.
We can do more than that. And you're going to help me. Maya. Askoya niche kalisi. Maya askoya.
I don't like I swear guys, she always puts herself up on a pedestal. And I'm not sure how I feel about it, you know? Like, yeah, she's the leader and she's got followers. Like, these guys are risking their lives to save her. You know, they love her, you respect her, but she acts like she's this great being, like she's like a god or something. I don't know. I don't know. Well, heck, maybe she is. You know, it's Game of Thrones. You don't know. But I just, have faith in me. Like, come on, man. Like, it's just so stupid. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's working for her so far, I guess, but I'm just not buying into it, you know? Like, yeah, she's a decent leader and stuff, but she, makes mistakes just like everybody else does. I don't know. She just acts like she's she's God's gift to the universe. You know people like that in real life? They just act like they're, it can happen at your job, it can happen in your friend group, where they just act like they're better than everybody else. And the funny thing is, a lot of these people that act that way, like for example at work, I've seen it at this job, I've seen it at other jobs too, where they're like, I am the best employee here, and then what do? Like, they end up getting fired because they weren't following the rules, or calling off too much or whatever, but they had this attitude of like, I am like, you are so, just be so thankful that I work for you, you know? And it just, those kinds of people just irritate me. I hope I never become one of those people, you know? I feel like I'm down to earth, but it's also kind of hypocritical to be like, oh yeah, I'm humble. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't really work that way either. But just, you know, the amount of people out in this world that just think so highly of themselves. Like, it's good to have a decent opinion about yourself, but you got to draw the line somewhere, you know? Have faith in me. Like, come on. Like, and I realize it's the writers are writing the script. I get it, but I'm not buying into it. I don't like it.
Loris. Loris. Listen to me. You need to stay strong.
I bet they're doing it to try to get him or her to admit something. Can't trust those people. His little story about the wine and the women and then going to find the beggars. I don't know. I don't know. There's something about him. To be honest, I thought he was gonna rape her. I'm not gonna lie. That was my thought of what he was gonna do. I'm like, you know, he just seems like he's that creepy old man. He gives me those creepy old man vibes, you know? I don't know. There's something about him. I just don't trust him. So I feel like there's a deeper meaning to why he let her go see her brother, and it's not to be kind to either one of them.
Stay strong. I never was strong.
You are strong. You are the future of our house, the future of our family.
I don't care about that.
Shh. Have you told them that you don't care?
I just wanted to stop. Help me.
They want me to help you. They want me to help tear you down. That's why he's letting me see you. I know it is. And if either of us give in to what they want, then they win.
Let them win. Just make it stop. Please.
Well, they broke him. Queen Marjorie is stronger than her brother there. Yeah, he's broken. I mean, who wouldn't be? I mean, he's being abused daily, fed barely, you know, locked in a cell, dirty. Probably has to poop in the corner. He's got a poop corner. That's not funny. It's kind of funny, but it's not. It's not funny. No.
What did they do to me? To the king's own mother? It's all right. It's done. It's in the past. The High Sparrow has no respect for kings or queens. No respect for anything in this world. He has no use for the things of this world. He wants to knock them down and replace them with what? With fantasies. With beggars in the street. With nothing.
Mother, there's something I want to tell you. Something the High Sparrow told me.
You've spoken with him.
I promised him I wouldn't tell anyone. If he found out I
It would be a
told...
breach of confidence which he would not take lightly, given his constant prattling about the truth. I am your mother. You can always trust me.
That right there. I am your mother. You can always trust me. Now, I, of course, trust my own mother. He's got a little bit of a different situation on his hands. I don't think he should trust her. I also don't think he should trust the High Sparrow. So, I don't necessarily know who he should trust. Maybe Jaime. Maybe his uncle and or dad. But maybe he should trust Jaime Lannister. Cersei Lannister, I don't think she's trustworthy. I know she's his mother, so you would hope a mother would have her son's best interest in mind, and maybe she does, but I don't think she does. I don't know. I mean, maybe she does, but I mean, it goes back to when they thought that their castle was going to be taken over, so she was going to take her own take her own son's life. That's not a trustworthy woman. That's not someone you want on your side, you know? I mean, I appreciate that she wanted to protect him from the horrors that were coming, but I don't know. I just, I disagree strongly with killing your children for any reason. I don't think there's ever a legitimate reason to kill your child. In her situation, yeah, she thought it was going to be best for him, poison, it would just kill him, make him go to sleep maybe, and then kill him or whatever, But, I just don't think there's ever a legitimate reason to kill your child, ever. Unless they're trying to murder you, then have at it, but, self-defense.
And confined to the Red Keep. What's left to work with?
Cersei is the mother of the king. She has the king's ear and his trust. And the king has been speaking regularly with the High Sparrow about Queen Marjorie and Sir Loras.
The High Sparrow seized power knowing full well we bicker amongst ourselves instead of seizing it back.
When the Tyrell armies come, you will stand down. Were you expressly forbidden from standing down?
No. But if the king should call on me...
The whole thing will be over before anyone can call on you to do anything. When the High Sparrow's in custody, or dead, preferably, and Marjorie's back at Tommen's side, do you think the king will be angry at the outcome?
You hate these fanatics as much as we do. You hate...
I don't know.
What they've done.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This could end badly, but they gotta do something. I agree, they got to do something. They got to do some sort of action. I don't know if this is the right call, but they got to make a call. Well, darn. I wanted to see it take place, but I guess we're moving on. We are moving on to another person. Oh, well. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to end well for them. But I agree. Get rid of the High Sparrow. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Why did you come here?
Where else could I go?
You heard father was dead and you thought you'd claim the crown.
No, I only heard he died after we docked.
You happened to show up on Pike right before the Kingsmoot.
I didn't know.
You think any Ironborn wants you to be king? After what you've done?
I don't want to be king.
What do you want?
I should have listened to you. You're the only one.
That doesn't matter anymore. Stop crying. Look at me. Tell me what you want.
She's been a little harsh. I can see her point, though. He should have gone with her when he had the chance. I mean, she did risk her men. She risked her own life. And he just stayed. So, I don't know what he wants, either. So I can understand her frustration, but he's still your brother, is he not? I mean, she's acting like he's not anymore. I can see why she felt betrayed and all that, but I don't know. He finally did the right thing. Took him long enough, but he was broken. He was broken. you know? He hadn't been in the right mind. He hasn't been himself. And after the torture he's been through, you know, it would take a lot to still be your own self, you know? It would definitely change you to some degree. So we can't blame Theon Greyjoy for that. But, you know, he's finally trying to do the right thing. So cut him a break is all I'm saying.
You're a much better talker than Theon Greyjoy.
That's so.
I had to work hard to get him talking. But he talked. They all do. He told me everything. All about the Stark boys, and who helped them escape, and how she did it.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I wouldn't have minded if Ramsay died there, but clearly he's too smart for that. So there you have it. Ramsay moves forward with his life. Okay, I feel awkward too, and I'm not even there. It's just... Also, Gus, why are you playing Civilization without me, man? I saw that. Got a little pop-up. Gus is playing Civilization without Andrew. What the heck, Gus? Come on, man. Didn't even invite me.
Lord of Winterfell.
Way to insult everybody at the table. I guess except for oh man, why has her name slipped my head? She's not a knight. She killed Stannis Baratheon. Sorry, that was weird. But Bree? I think it's Bree. But you know, way to get the whole room talking. Oh man, I mean they gotta do something, man. You know, they got your brother, dude. Come on, John, get with the program, man. I'm still hyper. I'm sorry, I've been filming for an hour and I'm still like, whoa, coffee. I got a whole new pot brewing downstairs. Anyways, sorry. Focus. Yeah, this is a good episode. I'm distracted though. I want to be playing Civilization with Gus, but he didn't invite me. Jerkwad.
How many do you have that can march and fight? 2,000. The rest are children and old people.
You are the son of the last true Warden of the North. Northern families are loyal. They'll fight for you if you ask. A monster has taken our home and our brother. We have to go back to Winterfell and save them both.
He's gonna have fuck for himself.
Okay. Cool. We will see. I don't know if they'll be able to accomplish it, you know. But if Ramsay truly only has 5,000, but he got a couple, at least one of the other groups side with him, you know. So I don't know. I don't know who's gonna side with John, who's gonna side with Ramsay. You know, it could be ugly. We saw what happened to Stannis Baratheon. Granted, he didn't have a huge army anymore. You know, everybody was leaving Stannis Baratheon. The only person that was encouraging him really was the Lady in Red. So, anyways, let's see what's going on in here.
Ieri você aqui. Ieri vadrivo.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. You know, okay. Good for her. you know, burn your enemies. I just, like, I'm going to sound sexist, so I need to be careful with what I say. But I just feel like the badass woman, I feel like they're going a little overboard, you know? And maybe it's because I'm a dude and I just don't get it, you know? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not here for it. You know, maybe the rest of you love it, but it's not really my style. I don't know. I don't know. You know, when I'm thinking about it, the person that I feel like is more as a badass woman is Bree, you know? Fighting the Hound, saving Sansa. You know, Khaleesi just kind of like is cocky about it. And I'm just not here for it. You know, there was also badass women's, you know, in the olden times, like Joan of Arc, and, you know, like, there are women that are, like, badasses, you know? But to me, Khaleesi is not one of them. She's just not. She's too cocky for me. I just don't like her. I don't. Now, I don't want to see her fail necessarily. You know, I don't want to see her die. You know, I don't want to lose this character, but it's just not doing it for me, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe I sound super sexist, but it's just not doing it for me, guys. I mean, I knew they were going to do it again. I'm sorry. It was cool when she did it with the dragons. You know, we all thought she was going to die, but now we knew she was going to live. You know, they had it, you know, oh, let's film her walking out like a badass through the fire. I'm sorry. You know, I might get some hate for this. You know, it's fine. It's just not my thing. You know, whatever. I'd rather go back to the Lannisters, see what they're up to, you know. Let's check on Sansa. Let's see Jon Snow again. I'm just not, like, okay. Like, you know, we all saw it coming. You know, after she knocked the first one over, it's like, oh, okay. She's going to do the same thing she did with the dragons. Like, why are we repeating the same storyline? I'm just not here for it. I'm sorry. And maybe everybody else is, like, freaking out on me right now, and I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just not with it. I'm not here for it. This is dumb. We already did this. You know, it was cool the first time. It was really cool. Like, oh my god, she walked out with, you know, 3 dragons in her arms, you know, naked because everything burned. You know, she lived. Woo. But now, like, okay, you know, have faith in me. Like, she thinks she's this great god or something. I mean, maybe she is, supposedly. I don't know. It's not my thing. I like her dragons. I like Tyrion Lannister. And like I said, I like Bree. Bree's cool, you know? She's on a mission. She killed Stannis Baratheon. She killed the Hound. She saved Sansa. She offered to save Sansa earlier, or save Arya. You know? She's cool. She's a badass. This is just, you know, oh, the music, everyone's gonna, oh, you know. It's just not my thing, guys. I'm sorry. I know I'm gonna get labeled a sexist. Somebody out there is gonna be upset with me, and that's fine. I'm not really a sexist, believe it or not. It's just the story they're selling. I'm not buying. It's not mine. It's not for me. Whatever. Sorry. Rant over. I'm sorry. I'm probably going to get canceled. It is what it is. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm just not here for it. Not my thing. The dramatic music. Everybody bows to their queen. I don't know. It's just cheesy. I'm over it. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. You know, hopefully everybody else loved it. Everybody loves this show. There is a lot of good in the show. Khaleesi's storyline, she's just so cocky. And so, like, I am God, you know? And I'm just not here for it. You know, Bria's not cocky. And she's still a badass. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe you got to be a little cocky to be a leader. You know, maybe I'm giving her too much grief. But I just, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not here for it. Anyways, sorry. I'm sure I'll get canceled or flamed or something. But it is what it is. It's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. So, sorry. Not sorry. Gonna keep watching.
The end of episode 604 was definitely meant consciously to echo the end of episode 110. It's Dany stepping out of a flame to great effect. This time it was just on a much, much larger scale.
Rebirth is clearly a theme this season, you know, whether it's Jon Snow or Dany emerging again from the fires. When she did it the first time, only, you know, a few score people witnessed this miracle of Daenerys Targaryen emerging unscathed from the flames. Now it's the Dothraki as a people who witnessed this.
The act of stepping out of that burning temple in which all the Dothraki power structure had just perished pretty much makes her the queen of the Dothraki in one fell swoop.
And of course, it's hard not to be impressed when you see her emerging from the fires unscathed. It's like a god being reborn, and that's why they all bow to her.
Okay. I might say more later, but all I say with the recap, it's like a god being reborn, right? Okay. But a god with an attitude that's I'm better than you. I don't like her attitude. I don't like the vibe. The just I'm not here for it. I don't know how to put it in better words. I'm not here for it. I don't know. It's just not for me. You know? I don't know. I'll collect my thoughts and be with you momentarily. Hello there. Thanks for watching. You made it to the end of the video. Good episode. It's a good show. I did enjoy it. Maybe I got a little carried away there at the end. I stand by what I said, though. I just, you know, yeah, it's badass. You know, it is. She is a badass, but she's got an attitude. You know, I'm holier than thou. I'm better than you. And I just don't like it. I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. I don't like those kind of people in real life. I just I'm not here for it. So, speaking of Khaleesi, you know, someone that is kind of a badass and is doing a great job is Sansa. You know, she's been through a lot of trauma, and yet she's still there helping lead Jon down the right path. You know, the path of helping, you know, and not just giving up. You know, there's a lot of good characters in this. You know, and Khaleesi is a good character too. It's just a character I don't enjoy, because of her attitude. You know, have faith in me. Like, can you imagine if I was like, hey guys, have faith in me? Like, it's so dumb. I'm just not a fan of the writing style with her, and the way she's portraying the character. I just feel like she's very cocky. That being said, another great episode. Yeah, I don't have too much to add. I said a lot during the episode, so it's a bit longer, but nothing really to add at this point. But hopefully you guys enjoyed watching today's episode, and thanks for being here. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you again here very soon. Bye.